pushing my limits and all the drive that I have. Well, I'm going the distance with you. I didn't know what I had till I knew what was missing, and everything that I dread, well, I built a resistance with you.
Guys, as promised, today's episode will be about what do you need to go to a track day and what do you need to become a racer. Most of the things about the track, it's similar. But there are a few things extra that you need if you want to become a racer. For the track day, you need only a bike, good tires and full gear. Most of the places they accept only full leather gear. Some of the places where you can go to a track day, you can use also textile. You can buy good leathers for about 200 euro. Boots, gloves, helmet, as I explained in my previous videos. What do you need and to get the best quality for the good price and to receive good protection. For track days, as I said, you need a bike. Doesn't matter if you have the headlights, tailgate, everything. Doesn't matter. You can go and do a track day. The only thing that you need is a good tire, so you can push. You need to understand that if you're not full racing bike, you're not using full racing bike, you will not be able to give that time that you want. You will be slower because you're heavier, and to not risk fall, you will ride slower and not take unnecessary risks. The tires, as I explained in my previous video, you can use semi-slick or a slick tire. If you use a road tire, then you risk falling, and it's not good, and you don't need that. Better use a semi-slick tire, so you can ride from your home straight to the circuit, do the track day and go home with the bike without changing anything on the way. On the track day, to be good, you can prepare a bit more, so you can have a really good experience for the full day and not have any problems and any issues. For the track day, you need, my opinion, at least bike prepared, heaters, standers, so you can pick up the bike and put the heaters. Without it, you cannot put the heaters. You need a tent. Don't underestimate it. If you're a full day on the track and it's 40 degrees outside, you get boiled all over, so you need a tent. 1-2 chairs so you can rest. And actually that's it. That's everything that you need to get a good experience for full day and not risk anything, because if you're 40 degrees under the sun all day, at 2 o'clock your head will explode. If you're under the tent, you'll be able to push more. You'll have more power, your strength will be further used and is better. If you want to receive more, you can use the slick tire, but keep in mind, with slick tire, use heaters always, because you risk first 2, 3, 4 laps with a cold tire, and you have to heat it up, and you have to risk until what point the tire is heated enough so you can push, but you don't know exactly when is that point, so better use heaters for 20, 30, 40 minutes, 1 hour. When you're waiting your session, the tires will be warm enough so you can go out, do 4 or 5 corners and on the flying lap, and when you start your first lap the tires are at their peak, at their best performance, and you can push, you can do your best, and the tires are stuck down. This is the track days. For the racing you need a bit more. So for racing you need more tires because you're pushing more, you're pushing all the time. Your bike cannot be street legal. You need fairings, like in my bike you can see it, how it looks now. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna race this year for a Hella Motorsport racing team.
Overthinking, oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking.
This year we'll see what we're going to do together. My bike is not finished, but as you can see it, most of it is done and it's ready. I need to change the tires to put a new one, and here and there are a few finishing touches, numbers and that kind of things, so the bike is ready. But this is the way you need your bike so you can go racing or even track days to be on a different level. So this bike is lighter, faster. It has a bit of tuning on it, not heavy tuning, but some of it. And you can push, and when you fall down, the risk is less because racing packs, they're expensive, but when you're not breaking your original fairings, they're expensive, 2,000-3,000 level, 1,000-1,500 euro. You break your lights, tailgate, backpacks, and etc, 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 mirrors. You have a lot of things that you have to be street legal. You need them to be street legal, and for racing you don't need them. So if you fall down, you risk a lot of expenses, and that's why it's changed for the racing. Also, they are heavy. If you start removing them from the bike, you'll see how much they weigh, and 2 kilos here, 5 kilos there, 10 kilos here, and you get 30-40 kilos lighter only with changing this, removing the things that you don't need. Racing, you also need machines to change tires a lot of time, because you don't know the weather. As you can see today, it's March and it's cold. Yesterday was very hot. You don't know what's gonna be the weather, so you have to change tires on the spot. You don't know if your chain is correct size. You don't know if your sprockets are correct, so you have to be able to change it on the set. Right before you start, you can change.
And starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking.
For the racing, there is also a lot of things that you have to take account for. You have training sessions, you have qualifying sessions, so On the training you're pushing, yes, but you're not going over the limit. But on the qualifying, you're pushing as much as you can, so you can get on front of the grid. You're pushing more than you can possibly do sometimes. And when you fall, most of the things on the bike you can change for 30 minutes, 1 hour, something like this, so you're ready for the race. And if you don't fall very badly, the bike is still ready to compete. As I said, the difference is not big, but go try 1, 2 track days. You like it. 99% of the people I know, they like it because you don't have the restrictions of the speed limits, you don't have the restrictions of cars. They are pushing, they are, I don't want to say it on YouTube, they are bad thing to use on the road. And when you're exposed, you don't have anything to hide you from this car. It's a problem. Better to do it on the circuit. You have only bikes with you. Some of them are idiots. They risk unnecessary because, I'll say it like this, I have seen people take me on one corner and they risk this corner only to take me, but they are sacrificing the exit and the next two corners and everything, and I take them on the straight back. So you don't need to take unnecessary risk to be fast. You can do one on a circuit like Greece, Ceres. You can do 128, 129 and still be faster than a guy who is doing 126. Because if you're consistent, you're doing 128s all the time, and he's doing one time 126 and the rest he's riding on 130. At the end you're faster. So keep in mind, don't risk everything on one lap. Try to be consistent, and doesn't matter if you're on track day or racing, you will get better results. Check your bike always. Don't go on a circuit without checking it, because if you have a leaky oil engine, so you have leak on the circuit, someone goes over, fall down, and it's not good. Maybe you, maybe someone else. Check your brakes, always fresh, good braking pads, fresh braking fluid. I say to most people, for racing, use racing coolant. It's better because it's cooling the engine faster, and it's not like antifreeze, but this is a summer job, so you don't need to not freeze. It's 30-40 degrees outside. Think what you do, because for racing you need a bit more, but this a bit more can cost you a lot. If I start explaining everything about the bikes, it will be too long, but I'll start like this. For racing, most of the people use fast throttle. Like me, I'm using Domino. You're using better brake pads. Some of the guys use carbon also. I have carbon. I haven't used it until now. This year I'll try it. You have racing coolant. You have full exhaust system. You have protectors, guards for the engine. You have guards for the chassis. You have racing fairings. You have this, you have that, and at the end you're 4,000 euro more expensive. The bike becomes more expensive, and you may not need this, because if not gonna race, you don't need it. Go have fun, and you don't need to be the fastest guy there, or girl, because I can tell you, my girlfriend, she's doing 117 on Kaujanovo Pista Drakon, and this is pretty fast also for girl. So you don't need sometimes to be the fastest guy or girl. She is using the bike, as you can see. Her bike is exactly like mine, only without any modifications, without full exhaust system, without protectors, without guards, without racing packs, without fast throttle, and even then she is faster than most of the guys. And this is an example that if you want to have fun only, you don't need to spend that 3,000–4,000 euro extra. If you're going to have fun, as I said, take semi-slick tires, one cheap set of heaters, it's about 100–150 euro. Two stands, front and back, is about 200 euro both. And one tent for 50–60 euro. One chair for 15 euro, and you're ready. The minus of this is that if you are going to ride the bike to the circuit, you need someone else to ride the car and bring those things to you. The other option is like me, buy your own trailer or a van. Some people have a van, and put the bike inside, everything inside, and drive to there. And that's all. I'll link below my other videos so you can see what I prefer with the gear, but the gear that I'm showing with the suits, leather suits, and gloves, helmet, and boots, those things you can use without any problems to a track day or even racing, because they're high quality and there is not a problem. As I said in the video for the suits, for racing they accept only one-piece suit. For track days you can use two pieces, so it's only matter of what you're going to do, and that's all. Like, share, comment, pluses, minuses, and subscribe to my channel. I'll post more. I'm waiting for the weather. As you can see, the bike is ready. I'm ready. I'm waiting for the weather and to start training with all my colleagues, to say it like this. You'll receive more in time. See you then. Bye.